Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody out there doing this morning? Welcome to Trade Genius Live. I am your host, Trend Genius. Happy Friday to everybody. Turn my mic up a little bit. There we go. Happy Friday to everybody. Man, end of the week. Um, and shoot, man, we got one more day before we hit the weekend. Let's try to make it, see if we can be, you know what I'm saying, do some things today. Get some things going. Good morning, Twyla. TG God. TG Godish. Like T God. We setting up this morning to blast off. That's what's up. Mr. Cologne. TGIF, brother. One and done. Hit my goal already. Man, you quick, bro. You got the rest of the day to yourself. That's what's up. How's everybody out there doing? Bodovin, what's up, brother? J Royal with the red because we ready to go. Absolutely. Little red. Red is one of my favorite colors to wear. To wear. I like red. I got some red shoes. Like I got some real nice red bottoms. Yeah, some nice good CLs if y'all know what I'm saying. I love red. 7:15 a.m. 8. I heard that, man. Get that bread, bro. Hey, if you can get it in early and be done, that's what's up. Morbid Drifter. Have to go over the news. Crazy red folder day today. Yeah, we going to get into that. Good morning, Serena. Let everybody start piling in. How y'all feeling this morning? How are y'all feeling? Let me know how y'all feeling. All right. What's up, Kick Rocks? I hit you back, bro. I was went to bed early last night, man. I had need to catch up on some rest. I was up late the night before, but I did hit you back. So that information is sitting in your DM. Absolutely. How y'all feeling, man? How are y'all feeling on this Friday? I'm feeling good. I finally honestly got some good rest, man. Like I really did get some good rest. Like I'm super ecstatic about that. I was actually in bed on time. I usually get in bed at 8:30 because I'm up at 4. So, but yeah. Uh man, man, feel very well rested. Thank goodness. Cause the last 2-3 nights I wasn't getting in bed on time, just, taking care of the monitor issue, just stuff I had to take care of. But yeah, um, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, Mr. Cologne. I'm feeling good, brother. Thanks for asking. I'm definitely feeling good. Tia Hall, good morning. Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate y'all. Who else we got in here? Oh, you know what? Honestly, I think on the pain thing, like I think I'm over that hump now. I noticed last night and the night before, not really feeling too much pain, really. I got the stitches out on Wednesday, um, and that was I think Wednesday night. Yeah, Wednesday night I think maybe a little bit, but last night nothing. I was actually able to sleep all the way through the night without my foot waking up angry. So that's a blessing. Like seriously, like I think it's done. And also too, oh, you got to Kick Rocks, no problem. Also too, I I've been moving around a lot. Like I told y'all, I was able to ditch the crutches. So I'm walking on my heel, kind of a little scoot. I'm not putting full bearing weight on the foot, but I'm kind of walking on the heel on the boot and kind of scooting along. Um, and even today when I woke up and I got out of the bed, usually when I get out of bed, that I feel that blood rush to my foot, but none of that. So I think I'm pretty much over the hump. So I mean, today is actually technically 2 weeks because I remember I had the procedure done 2 Fridays ago. So today is actually technically 2 weeks. But honestly, man, good. I have no complaints. It's going well. Everything was great on that note. So um, let's go ahead on and let's jump into some news. Let me just send this little message out right there. Boom, that's done. All right, let's jump into some news. Also, too, if y'all see down below, I got a new code. It's Trend TEF for y'all that want to get y'all Edge Funder accounts. It was Tradegheenyuz TEF, but we just felt that was too long. My little brother hit me up and was like, "Yo, your joint is long." So I was like, you know what? Let me change it up a little bit. So just got that done. Trend TEF, real simple, real easy. Good morning, Karate 357. Good morning. Thanks for tapping in, brother. TGIF to you. All right, let's jump on the charts, man. Let's check out some news. Let's do this. And let's do this. All right. Bam. And today, big news day today. If you see, Friday, March 13th. You see we had core PCE price index. We had prelim GDP. That's 2 red folders. Then we had 3 orange folders: core durable goods, and prelim GDP price index. So you can click on here, like I've always stated before, and you can go read into these, and you can actually see what's going on. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, videos. Good morning. Good morning. And we still have red folder Joe's jobs opening at 7 my time. That'll be basically 10 o'clock Eastern time. And we also have 2 orange folders. So with that said, like, we definitely want to be careful, you know what I mean, trading today. Definitely don't want to be in a trade while news is happening. It's just not a good look. You don't know what that news is going to do. And let me say this as well. Just because this is orange folder, like, don't ever take it for granted. There's times where Juvier can attest to this. Actually, it happened one day when we were on a call with him. He was like, yeah, this orange folder probably won't be too much. And we weren't in a trade or anything like that, but that orange folder was like red folder news. So with that said, okay. Costa Gregory, that's what's up. That's what's up. Good. I know who it is. That's what's up, my brother. Thanks for tapping in. Absolutely. Thanks for letting me know that. Appreciate that, bro. This must be the business account. But yeah, so just never take for granted orange folder news. Like, even though orange folder, of course, is a downgrade from red folder, just never take it for granted. My mindset is, when I see orange folder, I'm gonna treat it just like red folder. Because if I allow my mind to get in this space that, oh, orange folder news is not really that big because it's red folder, that'll be that one time where we get caught slipping, and that orange folder news is crazy. So with that said, you know what I mean? Like, let's just make sure we keep that in mind. Orange folder news can be crazy. New here, I'm excited. That's what's up, Dante. Thanks for popping in, man. Appreciate that. Thanks for tapping in with us. Glad to have you, brother. Absolutely. Just to let you know, man, we are a community built on love and graciousness in here, man. Everybody in here, we're trying to get to we're trying to get to a common goal. So Costa Gregory, so 5:30 news already happened, because that's 5:30 my time, of course, which is 8:30 Eastern time. Right now, what's on the books is, let me refresh this. What's on the books is this right here, this 7 a.m. news for me, 10 a.m. Eastern. So Joe's jobs opening, this prelim, consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. You know what? I'm gonna see what the University of Michigan. That's what the UOM means. University of Michigan. Got it. So prelim, University of Michigan consumer sentiment. Got it. And I always tell you guys, like, you can tap in on these folders, man. They give you all the breakdown on this information. It's good to know this stuff. I mean, it's a quick read. You can read this in a couple minutes, just to get an idea of what's going on. So now you're not gonna have to read it every time, right? If you build the repetition of reading it as being a beginner, over time, you're gonna just automatically know, oh yeah, I know what that is. I know what it is. And if you want to see something, you can see it. It gives you what the actual report was, what the actual numbers were, what the forecast was prior to this, and then what the previous numbers were. So you know what I'm saying? So going back to, the history, because we're in March, right? So just giving you a little bit of history. So just good information to have. It's just going to just tighten up your trading game just that much, but it's definitely good to go in there. Joe's jobs openings, release date delayed by 10 days due to U.S. government shutdown. And if you guys remember, we were in a little partial shutdown, so this was delayed, so it's coming out today. But yeah, it's a Bureau of Labor statistics. So job openings, think about it, Joe's job openings. So it's talking about what's going on with our labor force in the United States, which definitely affects the market. That's why it's a red folder. So just keep those things in mind. It's always good to tap in here and just check it out. Like I said, these are quick reads. All you're doing is just furthering your knowledge. If you want to get the full details, you can click right here and it even give you a more breakdown of what's going on. But quick reads, you know what I'm saying? It even gives you like the next release, gives you everything. Why should you care? We're traders, right? Why should traders care? Job creation is an important leading indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for a majority of overall economic activity. You know what I mean? So think about it. So the JOLTS is Job Openings and Labor Turnover Survey. That's what the JOLTS stands for. Job Openings and Labor Turnover Survey. So JOLTS job openings. So like I said, just great information, good to tap in there. We are about 3 minutes from market open. Let's go and jump on the charts and see what we got. And man, kind of real like open. If you look at New York open to our open, so our open was, let me show you our session yesterday. Show you how much we ranged yesterday. So 630 was here, right? Actually there, right there. So this was our open from my dotted line, my horizontal dotted line, that's 630, all the way to right here. So if you think about it, we had a little move and that was pretty much it. Then it ranged all day, right? But then in the overnight session, there's a lot of action going on, man. Huge bearish move. When was that? After Asia, because Asia opens at 5. Yep, so Asia actually went bearish, hit this reverse zone, and boom. Asia went bullish, hit this reversal zone and went bearish. And then now in London, because London for me hits at 11. So London started bearish, and then went bullish. And it's been bullish ever since. It's been bullish for the past, what's this? We'll call it bullish from here. From here. So about the past 5 hours. Yeah, 5+ hours have been bullish. So what am I looking at today? I'm expecting price to do something like this. Come down, hit these daily levels, and then go up. That's my bias for today. I'm not married to that bias, but just kind of going off of what I'm seeing, that's pretty much what I'm looking at. And with that said, market open in about 30 seconds. What's up, sis? I just looked down. What's up, sis? Happy Friday to you. Thanks for tapping in. Always love your presence. You already know that. Always love your presence. I'm glad you're here. Got somebody here to keep me in line. You know what I'm saying? Because I know one thing. If I say anything out of line, she about to check it, which is cool. We all need that. I ain't always embraced that. And she ain't checking me in a bad way. She just let me, oh, goodness gracious. Uh-oh. Soy sizzle in the building. Got a little bro in here. Got a little sis and little bro in here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Good Friday already. I don't even need to make no money today. It's a good Friday already. Yeah, it's been below the 8% line. It has been. I'm definitely expecting a bullish day. The reason why I'm saying I'm looking for price to do this, then this, to do that, then that, is because these daily levels here some pretty easy targets, and there's a lot of liquidity down here as well. Main liquidity is down here. Do I think price going to come down here? I don't think so. It can. I don't think so, but I know it can. Happy Friday. Hope I'm saying this right. Myra Styles, thanks for tapping in. Welcome to the community. Glad you're here. Absolutely. For y'all that tapped in, any new folks, any new trade geniuses, y'all, let me get them free likes. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And we gonna tap in, man. Stay on this ride with us. This is day 14. Day 14. Day 14. Like we're, man, just starting to cook. We're just starting to cook. So market already open. And as you can see, not too much action, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing price to come down and then go up. But once again, NQ is gonna do what it wants to do anyway. Jed War, yo, thanks for tapping in. Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate y'all on the likes. Appreciate all of y'all on the likes. I appreciate that. The likes are free. That's all I ask. Like and subscribe. I'll take care of everything else after that. Glad to be here. Absolutely. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad y'all glad I am here. Like that makes me feel good. Like seriously. Because we're here for all the newbies. I'm always gonna put this out there when I see some new trade geniuses in the community. Trade Genius is the channel, of course. Trend Genius myself, I am the host. But the goal is, the concept is that Trade Genius, we're all going to work to becoming trade geniuses. That's the goal. I'm just the host. So I just want to just throw that out there. So welcome. You're now an official trade genius. And we're here to build our psychology, build our trading plans, build our trading game, and get to the next level. Like we're here to put in the work, all of us, even including myself. But yeah, so as you can see, prices just kind of just ranging. And I think a lot of this is, once again, we always talk about characteristics of NQ, right? So I know you guys that have been here have heard me state this. Always before news, we always get some little ranging going on. And especially before major news. If you remember PCI, we had PCI, right? Remember the day before? Remember how small that candle body was? It was like this tiny. Y'all remember that? It was like a 2.5 point. I think it was like 10 tick difference between the open and the close. But the wicks were huge. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Like, it just something about NQ. That's what it does. Trying to do Juvier's Hikanashi scalping trading style. Have you done it? I'm not a scalper, unfortunately. I trade strategies. I have strategies that I trade. I have a coach and mentor that actually taught me how to be. I became a real trader learning under him. Let me just say it that way. When I say a real trader, meaning like with everything involved. You know what I mean? Like understanding my leverage, understanding how to use prop firms, understanding the strategies, understanding how NQ moves. It's the only ticker that I trade. I don't trade no other ticker, only NQ. I pretty much, for a lot of those that know this, I'm gonna sound like a broken record to them, but for all the new folks, all my new trade geniuses, I've totally mimicked his style. I trade all his strategies, follow all his rules. Like I pretty much implemented his whole style. There's a couple of little different things that I do, but nothing really different to really the trading. But I follow everything. He doesn't trade after 9 a.m., which is 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's lunchtime for Wall Street. He don't trade after that time. I don't trade after that time. I take particular strategies between certain windows. So usually for me, if I'm not in a trade by 7:30, I'm pretty much done for the day. So really, I only have like an hour window. Now, have I taken trades after 8 o'clock? I have, but that's just not a normal day. But I have taken trades after 8 o'clock. That's far and few. But my total trading plan is pretty much what I stated. So let's see what we get. We got some market structure. If we get a fair value gap, I'm going to, if this can hold and we get a fair value gap, I'm going to take the sell towards this daily. So let's see if this fair value gap can hold. If it can hold, I'm going to take this strategy that I take to this daily level here, because there is a lot of sell side liquidity down here. And as I stated to y'all, I was expecting price to come down and then go up. So we do have market structure shift. Market structure shift meaning price broke the most previous low. So that's market structure shift. That's what that is. Now we're just waiting for this gap to hold. We got to get a close on this candle first. So we got about 20 seconds. If that can hold, I'll take that. My stop loss would be here. Yeah, my stop loss would be here, right here at this previous swing high. Also, I'm brand new and trying to grow. I joined his Discord. Oh, nice. Does your coach or trainer have a YouTube or a course? Yeah, they have a YouTube channel. Let me go ahead on and I'm going to take this DS. Uh-oh, missed my entry. Let's see what we get. If I should size down. I missed my entry, but might be for the good. Who knows? Price might be trying to tap into this FVG before it comes back. But well, actually, you know what? I'm going to stay out because we got news at 7. I'm going to stay out. I'm going to stay out because we have news at 7. I'm going to play it safe.
Order canceled.
Yeah, I'm going to play it safe. How much time we have? We have 23 minutes. I'm sitting up here thinking, that may be good for you. Hey, man, first time viewer here. What indicator do you use for your FVG? It's called, right here, brother. Or, yeah, brother. It is FVG by Nephew Sam. You know what? I'm going to take this. I'm going to take it. Where are we at? Yes. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it, see if I can tap in, get a little base hit, and then be good. So, and then once it taps me in, I'll put my stop loss actually right here, if it taps me in. What does FVG and EQ mean? FVG stands for fair value gap. So, FVG, fair value gap, you get them, you'll see red ones, you see green ones, and then you also see you'll see red ones as well. Of course, the red ones are going to be sell side FVGs that are made, you know, from candles that are selling, and the green ones are blue side. What's the name of your coach's YT? I'll put it in the chat for you. He's actually he's actually one of the co-founders of the TEF Discord. It'll be scalpguide.com. Oh, you're welcome, Smitty. No problem, brother. No problem. So, sometimes it's good to miss your entry. Let me say that. It's good to miss your entry sometime, because sometimes when you miss your entry, you know what I'm saying? If I had got in, it would have almost tapped me out because my stop loss would have been here. So sometimes it's good to miss an entry. It's not always a bad thing. But yeah, this thing is pumping up. Let's see. We got about 20 minutes to news. For those of y'all that tapped in a little late, about 20 minutes to news. Oh, you got it, brother. Anytime. Anytime, man. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for, bro. We're here to learn. But tap in with him, bro. He does one-on-ones and everything. Tap in with him. I trade his whole style. Um, and he's a great coach. He's been trading for a long time. He's made millions of dollars in trading. He's one of the co-founders of the Edge Funder. Him and Juvier, they're co-founders. So just with that said, like you'll be in good hands. You'll be in good hands. Like all the styles that he has, I got tapped out even though it didn't come to my SL. You got tapped out? Even though it didn't come to my SL? How'd it tap you out, Serena? I got tapped out even though it didn't come to my stop loss. Interesting. Yeah, see, stop loss actually would have been, let me see here. Well, once this created, yeah, stop loss would have been here. I got tapped out even though it didn't come to my stop loss. Well, being that this is, almost, let me see. If I would have been in, still didn't hit, wouldn't have hit stop loss just yet. Well, I got my order sitting there, so we'll see. But if it breaks this up here, I'll probably just, and it's breaking it now. Don't know, SL was at 704. Interesting. Yeah, that's not normal, but we know how it goes, right? In trading, we know how it goes. Like, there be, sometimes our charts be glitchy, man. There's nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. We just got to live with that. Now it hit stop loss. Right, exactly. If I was in this trade, well, let me just say it this way. With this setup, basically what this setup is, I'm going to just explain it to y'all. It's real simple. It's a setup that I take during the day. And let's see here, I just found out your coach is from the same city as me and graduated from the same school. You is playing. No way. No way, sis. Are you serious? Wow, that's unreal. That's how you know all of this was meant to be, right? That's how you know it was all meant to be. That's crazy. Wow. I'm gonna take my order off. No way, sis. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is unreal. That is unreal. I love it though. I love it. So this strategy that I trade, I target these pink and blue lines. These are pink lines are my daily levels, blue lines are my unmitigated levels. If you go into my videos on the channel, you see I have a video that explains how to set those up. We've also talked about the 8% line in some previous videos. For y'all that don't have it on your chart, I just recommend you putting it on your chart right now. 24697. Yeah, he officially big bro now. LOE locked in for real, right? That's what's up. That's super cool. Went to the same school, same stomping ground. What? That mean he had some miles running around there before you came around there and was running on his miles. I love it. I love it. But yeah, so this is a strategy that I trade, and I target these pink lines. And like I said, if you go and watch the video that I think it was like about 2 or 3 days ago, it says how to find your NQ daily levels. Just go watch that video and it gives you a full breakdown on how to find these pink lines, why we have them on our chart, and how to find these blue lines. Very simple, very easy. So with that said, basically the strategy is this. The reason why I would have targeted these pink lines. Let me say this, these daily levels, these pink daily levels, instead of these up here, you always have 4 on your chart every trading session. Like I said, when you go watch the video, it explained that. The reason why I targeted these, because these were closer to where the candles were and to the setup. These up here are a lot further. Can price get up there? Absolutely it can. But just looking at my daily bias, because we have so much sell side liquidity from overnight session, this is all London session right here. All of this is London. All of this is London. From one, we're just gonna count, we'll count it from this candle right here. So 113 all the way up into our New York open. Like that's all London. So if you've been watching NQ, you'll understand that NQ loves to always take overnight liquidity. So this right here, this would be the Asia high. So this was the Asia high before London came in. And of course, London took that out right in this area. London took out Asia high, and London created its own high, which would be here. Because anything before 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, this is still the overnight session. Our session in futures does not start until 6:30. So even at 6:29, that's still considered London session until our session starts. Now, like I stated, I had expected price to come down and go up, but honestly, we could have also took this FVG, this strategy to the upside. We had market structure shift. This candle and this candle formed this fair value gap. We would have set our entry right here for a buy. We would have set our entry right there, right above this gap. We would have waited for price to come back and tap us in and then take off. But as you see, price never tapped us in. So even on this trade, I still wouldn't have been tapped in. I'm going to take this off my chart though. But yeah, so just to show you, that's the strategy. You wait for market structure shift. Market structure shift is when you have a candle that, speaking from when New York session opens, we're waiting for market structure shift. That could be in either direction. Like as I stated, this looked more pleasing because of my bias. As I stated before, I know I might be saying things over, but I'm just trying to, I always say things a couple of times just to make sure that, everyone understands that I was looking for price to come down and take some of this liquidity down here. There's a lot of liquidity down here from overnight sessions. The traders down here that have stop losses that went long and they're probably holding. So we know there's a lot of stop losses down here. All through here, there's stop losses. You got to think some people are trailing. Some people still have their stop losses, wherever they have them set. So that's where the liquidity comes from. Why I was thinking of going short because of these pink lines on my daily levels, and that's what price loves to do. Price loves to come and tap these daily levels. These are very, very important points. When you watch the video, you'll understand why these daily levels, pink, and these unmitigated levels, blue, are on my chart. Let's see. I'm going to watch the video after this live. Thanks for the info. Absolutely. 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 Check it out. It's a good video. If you're going to trade NQ, and especially for, who was that? I think that was Wise. Yeah. Wise Danny Boy. If you're going to be trading scalp style, I would definitely say, if you're going to learn from him, I would definitely say everyone needs to tap in, but for the ones that are definitely trying to trade the same styles that I trade and trade like I trade and how I was learned and taught, because these are not my strategies. These are all scalp guy strategies, but this is like, I just adapted the style. When I came into the trading game 2 years ago, I stated I wasn't going to try to reinvent the wheel. If I got somebody that's making millions of dollars off these strategies, you know what I'm saying, then I'm going to lock in and I'm going to learn them. Oh, you're welcome, Serena. Absolutely. Absolutely. I just want to, so I always try to make sure that I convey the information correctly. And then I like to say it a couple of times too. But absolutely, I appreciate you appreciating me, Serena. Thank you. What'd you say? Helpful D Johnson, hit take profit, done for the day, closing my charts. Smart man. That is great trading psychology. You got your bread, shut it down. Shut it down. Don't give it back. And that's for everyone on the call. Had to plug in my other laptop over here. But yeah, so always remember that. We want to take our profits and close our chart. And actually, I recommend leaving your charts up. Just log out of your accounts. Yeah, just log out of your accounts. Leave the chart up. The reason why I recommend leaving the chart up is because you want to see what's going on. That's how you learn about the ticker. I'm not saying you got to be glued to the screen every day. If you have that kind of time, cool. I I was fortunate and blessed enough that I had that kind of time. I had quit my job and I was looking for my next thing. And I talked to another mentor of mine that's in the commercial real estate space, and that's a space that I'm in. I'm in that space already, but I wanted something, something to do every day, some way that I could sit, do this right here. I didn't know this was it, but something like this. And he introduced me to a friend of his that was an options trader, and then I got into a couple of options communities. Options really didn't speak to me because I was a newbie. It's a lot going on with options. And I found Juvier. And after that, when I found him and I got into the inner circle community, I paid a nice chunk to get in there, and which was all well worth it. And I was just on the charts every day, all day. I'd literally be looking at the charts all day, just learning, pen and pad, taking notes, then on my other screen, I would be, watching YouTube videos, just understanding the market. When you're new to anything, think about it. When you're new to something, right? Because I love to use a lot of analogies. Look at NQ. Look at NQ like your guy or your girl. Why I say that is because you want to learn everything about them. What you talking about, sis? You can't stand options. You just ran an options play and made some money. But I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. Like options, it's a lot going on with options, but it's still doable. But I think options and crypto are the same to me. Like the same meaning, not the same like the way you trade them. Same in this regard. Let me explain. They're not for the beginner trader. Futures, I think, is the best thing to learn. Not even Forex. Not even Forex. Futures is the best thing to learn. It's very, very simple. There's not a lot going on. It's easy to follow when it comes to your money, your stop losses, all that type stuff. There's prop firm accounts that you can leverage. She said, shh. There's prop firm accounts that you can leverage to make money in futures. I'm sure I know there's prop firms in other instruments as well. But my point is that futures is very easy to learn when you're a brand new beginner. You know nothing, because I knew nothing 2 years ago. Literally, I knew nothing. The only thing I knew was the stock market existed. I've heard of options before. I've heard of futures before, but I've never, ever tapped into any of that. So I was totally green. So I literally learned from scratch. But when I got into the futures community, when I got in the circle, at that point, I knew okay, this is for me. This is for me. So I recommend that first. Then once you get futures down, and when you get futures down, you can understand leverage, risk management, all the trading psychology things. Then I would say jump into crypto or options after that, but not before, because those two are just two different beasts. And crypto is way more beast than options is. If you want to prioritize them in level of what's the most beasterly, if that's even a word. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, sis. I'm telling you, I remember when I didn't know nothing. I didn't even look. Lord is my witness. I would never lie to y'all. I didn't even know how to place a trade. I remember I was looking, I was like, man, I have my demo account set up, right? It took me time to figure all of that out, right? And I was like, how do I place a trade? And the funny thing is, they're not here now, but I'm sure on your chart, you have the buy and sell buttons up here. In my settings, I just have them taken off. And I didn't even know, I saw the buy and sell. I saw the numbers inside those boxes. I just thought it was just telling me what the, I thought it was just giving me the number of what it is. I didn't know I could click those, right? So I was like, let me just click it. And I clicked it and I got in a trade. I was like, oh, okay, I'm in. Then I was like, how do I get out? I didn't even know how to get out. It was so funny. And then I saw the X and I was like, oh, click the X on this box. I'm sure I was really, truly did not know anything. And it's funny how I am where I am today. And I'm only sharing this story because I was every one of you that started. So don't get overwhelmed. It's very overwhelming. Don't let it overwhelm you. It's a lot going on. Trust me, I know. But don't let it overwhelm you. Like I said, I know it can be overwhelming, but don't let it overwhelm you. So we have about 5 minutes till 7 o'clock news. And also, let me say this. For all of y'all that are on here, go to forexfactory.com. Open an account. It's free. bookmark it, save it in your bookmark somewhere, and this is how you can keep up on the news every day. And just go in there, you can set your time zone, all of that stuff, and go in there, and then you could just keep up on the news every day. You can actually look at the news the night before. You know what I mean? If you want to, you can look at the news a week before. You can look at the news way ahead of time. Like if I want to go ahead of time, look at that. I can jump. Look at that. I'm way in April, and I can jump and see what news is going on. Now, this may change. Some of these may change, but I'm saying like you can already be ahead of the game. Is the point I'm making. So use it to your advantage. Is what I'm saying. Like use it to your advantage. Where are we at? We are at the 13th. Here we go. Yeah. So use it to your advantage. Just wanted to say that. So yeah, we got news 7 a.m. I'm on the West Coast, and that's basically 10 a.m. of course Eastern time. So we got about 4 minutes to that news, Joe's jobs openings, and we have red folder and orange folder. So let's just keep in mind on that. Man, I remember my heart racing during my first few. I'm telling you, absolutely heart racing. I'm telling you, man, it was like such an adrenaline rush. So it was such an adrenaline rush. I totally concur with that. I felt all of that. I remember my hands for a long time, like for the first, like, I don't know, 2-3 months of trading, could have been even a little bit longer. My hands used to be sweaty. You know what that meant, right? Bunch of emotions. And we're not supposed to trade with emotions. Of course, I'm new, I'm learning. But yeah, man, so many emotions. It's crazy. Crazy. I look back on that stuff and just crack up now. But I'm saying, once again, I'm sharing all of that because everyone's going to feel those things when you're new. Don't worry about that stuff. That stuff will subside. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? While we're waiting for news, let's jump into question of the day. I always do a question of the day, and I always do a tip of the day. So today we're going to do question of the day. And question of the day today, we got a good one. It's Friday. And we're going to tap into our psychology right now. And question of the day is, what does the higher time frame say that the 1 minute chart hides? Think about that. What does the higher time frame say that the 1 minute chart hides? We're going to get into that. What does the higher time frame say that the 1 minute chart hides? Let's think about that. It's very, very, very something really, really good to tap into. This is going to help us with our psychology. So basically, the reason why clammy hand syndrome, what speaks with meaning, not noise or fluff. I like that. Without prejudice, I like that. Very, very true. Speaks with meaning, not noise or fluff. Absolutely. Absolutely. So the 1 minute time frame charts, they show noise. Just as Without Prejudice said, even what Serena's saying, the big picture. You get to see the big picture on the higher time frames. That's why it's always good to work your way down. You can start depending on your strategy, you can start at the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 1 day confirmation. Absolutely. That's a good one. That's a good one, Mr. Colon. That's a good one. Think about it. 1 minute chart shows noise. Higher time frame shows context. That's what we want to see. We want to see context. And my sis is big on this. My sis in the chat at Canary Poker, she's big on this. You got to go to your higher time frames. She's a crazy crypto trader. Top down analysis, absolutely. You know what I mean? Key higher time frame signals. What do you get on the higher time frame signals? You get market structure, trend direction. Let me see what else. Your premium discount zones. You can find those on the higher time frames, right? That's how you plot for the people that trade supply and demand. You can plot your supply and you can chart your supply and demand zones in that time frame, in the higher time frames. There's a lot of things you can see on higher time frame. Liquidity targets. I mean, you can see those on a lower time frame as well, but still, these are all the things that you would see on the higher time frames. And when you compare, like, okay, we had 7 o'clock open. Let's jump to that. We'll jump back to question of the day. Let me just jump back to the charts real quick. so we can get a look at what's popping here. This was our news candle right here, as you can see. Not really too much, but we give it a second because we do have one red and two orange folders popping. Look like she's also a good poker player. Oh, the polka in her name is not related to poker, but good look though. way to be a good look. Yeah. That's a very, very good very good, very good assumption there, sir. I like it. Canary polka, absolutely. Nah, she's a beast. She's a beast crypto trader, a beast. Yes, crypto futures, a beast. I'm talking about whatever beast you can think of in your mind. She's a beast. Like whatever that beast is, I don't care. Godzilla, King Kong, like whatever that craziest beast is that you have in your mind, or the one that you feel is like the most craziest, she's that and then some. And that ain't no cap. I ain't saying it because she here. I'm saying it because of her body of work. That's why I'm saying it. No cap on that one. No cap on that one. Poker is crazy. I know, right? But I can see how someone can see that, can say that. So that's why I was like, that's a pretty good eye right there. Pretty good assumption. Pretty good assumption. But yeah, she's crazy on the crypto futures. Crazy on the crypto futures. Crazy on the crypto futures. I mean, we could talk for a couple of live sessions on that, but I'm just gonna leave that right there. Like crazy beast. Like put it like this. I'm gonna say this. This gonna be my mic drop statement on Canary right now, on my sis. Her crypto is so crazy that I guarantee you, if you was to see her body of work in crypto, you couldn't find nobody better. You heard what I said. I'm talking about go online. She's not even online. She don't even have no YouTube channel. Like, seriously. Like, go online, find all the little crypto people that you think doing their thing. And I guarantee you, I'll bet my whole savings, I'll put my whole savings account on her. She'll smoke anybody. You heard me. I stand on that. And no cap. She'll smoke anybody. She'll smoke anybody in crypto. Like a crypto challenge, I guarantee you she's smoking them. Put like this. Like I said, I bet the whole house on her. And that ain't even no cap. I'm going to leave that alone. So going back to, thank you, sis. But I'm speaking, I'm speaking facts. And anyone that knows your body of work, know I'm speaking facts. So if you're in the inner circle, just go to the crypto chat. Let's go. If you're in the circle, go to the crypto chat. Seriously, just go to crypto chat. Go check it out. I'm serious, Ben. I'm serious. Like no cap. A beast. I put her up against anybody. If there was a challenge, I would want her to be like, I'd be like, nah, you got to do this. Like, oh yeah, I synced her smoke. You see that? You see what Without Prejudice put? I synced her smoke. Don't nobody want none of that. Trust me, you don't want none of that. I ain't never met no one that trade crypto as good as her. I ain't never met nobody. And I'm talking about, I don't even know what the word I could say. She don't even milk the charts. She don't murder them. Like she punishes the charts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she punishes the charts. Seriously, she punishes the charts. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So anyway, news candle, 7 a.m. right here. It's kind of lackluster. Didn't really do too much. We didn't get really no serious volume spikes. It is Friday. Larnisha Russell, how can I get 1-to-1? I need her to help teach me. You have to talk to her. She's in the chat. You'll have to talk to her. She's in the chat right now. Y'all can, exchange information. I put 3K on standby in crypto for the wife. That's her focus. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. Absolutely. Like beast. You can't go wrong as long as you know what I'm saying? If you have an opportunity to learn from her, I mean, she's her one-on-ones are very, 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 I mean, she doesn't do them all the time. She's very busy. She also has a lot of things going on outside of trading. So if you're ever lucky enough to get one of them, like blessed enough to get one of them, I'm telling you, it'll change your life. But like I said, you have to talk to her on that. So let's talk about Friday. If you go back and look at Friday, if you're in the inner circle already, then just DM her, and then she'll get back to you. Yeah, she's a savage with that crypto. That you know what? That's the better word right there. Savage. Like, say, I'm telling you, savage. Like, it's just ridiculous. Now y'all got me trading. Yeah, of course. But you a savage though, sis. You're a savage. You can trade anything because you understand structure. You understand candles. You just understand how the market moves. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I'm telling you, crypto chat is ridiculous. But yeah, of course, God had to bring you over. I mean, and you be murdering it. You be murdering it in the futures game too. You be doing good with that too. Just GP through all. Yep. Just go through all the info first. Just go through all the info first. That's right. She has a ton of stuff. And her resource section, just go through all of that, scroll to the very top, and just work your way down and take your time and just learn. Before you ask any questions, go through the information first. So back to futures. But I had to say that because I just had to say that. So it's Friday. A lot of times if like I said, if you've been watching NQ for a long time, you'll notice Friday can be Friday. I have probably placed DJ. What's good, brother? Glad you're here. Thanks for stopping in, man. Thanks for hanging with me today, brother. Appreciate you. Mr. Denny Jones in the house. So let me see here. I got 1, 2. I got 3 of my brothers. I got 1 of my sisters in here. And I got all the rest of my Tradegheenyuz family. Today is a good Friday for me. Literally. Today is a good Friday. So far, so good. So far, so good. But yeah, so going back to what I was stating, if on Fridays, what you'll know about NQ is that Fridays can be a little lackluster. I can honestly say out of my whole trading career, yo, Andreas Hernandez in the building. That's got one of my other brothers in here. Damn, I'm doing real good today. I'm doing real good today. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of my brothers, 1 of my sisters, and all the rest of my Tradegheenyuz family. Man, it's a good Friday right now. Good Friday right now. But yeah, what you'll know about NQ, I can honestly tell you from the 2 years that I've been trading it, it's the only ticker that I trade, and I've been watching it for that long. I've probably taken the least amount of my trades on Fridays. And I must repeat that. I've taken the least amount of my trades on Fridays. Yes. Friday is just Friday. Like, there's something I've just learned about NQ. Friday is just Friday. Now, there has been Fridays where it goes crazy. I think if not last Friday, the Friday before, 2 Fridays ago, like, we had some good price action going on. But as you can see, price has just been what? Kind of just ranging. We had a little move right here to the upside since the open. This is really the only really good, like, solid move that we had. And then price hit the reversal zone, wicked into it, and then reversed. So, hey, our Tradegheenyuz in your chart, swing high low indicator has some lines and dots, some solid lines. What's the difference? Okay, so great question, Bottom, great question. Great question. Solid lines are the most recent. Absolutely, brother. See what I'm saying? See, I love that. I love when someone looks at something and they just trying to break it down for themselves, and then they ask a question on clarity. I love that. I love clarity questions. I don't love the hold my hand questions. Not that I don't mind, teaching someone helping someone along. I have no problem helping anyone. I have no problem with that. But clarity questions let me know that you did some little research yourself. You know what I mean? You're putting a little bit of work. But yeah, that's exactly what it is, my guy. So dotted lines on the swing high low. Red would be the swing highs, turquoise would be the swing lows. They're just this color because I just have them this color. You can change them to whatever color you want. The solid lines like this, here and here, that's the most previous swing high, swing low. So that's the difference. That's the difference. You absolutely got that right. Side lines are the most recent highs and lows. Absolutely. That's the difference between the lines. Great question. Great question. Amazing question. I'm going to repeat. Dotted lines are swing highs, lows. The solid dotted lines, these solid ones, they're the most previous. They are the previous swing high, swing low. So that's the difference between them. That's all that means. Great eye, brother. Great eye. I appreciate that. It's also a helping. See, when we have questions like that in the chat, what that does is that helps everyone else in the community, right? Not only does it help everyone else in the community, it actually allows me to expand on what you stated. So this way we all get clarity, right? That's the whole point. Every day you lock in with me, you're gonna leave with something every day. Every day. You're welcome, brother, anytime. You're gonna leave with something every day. I'm going to make sure you're going to learn something here every day. Not just one thing. I'm saying something because I know sometimes we might not be paying attention, but for the ones that's locked in, if you're locked into the live stream, you're going to learn more than one thing, but you're going to take away something every day. That's my guarantee. And something that you're going to be able to add to your game is what I mean. The something I'm talking about, the knowledge I'm talking about. You're going to be able to add that to your trading game. So market is just doing a little bit of ranging. I'm not a scalper, so there's nothing really in here for me to do. This is like just kind of noise. I can jump to the 5 minutes, see anything. Yeah. I mean, we had some solid consolidation before this move at 640. That was actually all of this. So if you were on the 5 minute, you could have used this as a consolidation area and be like, okay, price consolidate, and maybe it'll break out, and took a little breakout strategy here. Just a little something, just a little tidbit to throw in there. But yeah, not really too much going on. It's Friday. It's a lot of ranging. There's no more news. So we're all done with news. I'm going to refresh my page and you'll see that arrow be gone. So we're all done with news for the day. So won't be too much manipulated volume coming into the market with news being done. Let's jump back to question of the day. Let's get back on that. And just think about it. Let me do that. Let me show you. So we talked about that, right? The 1 minute chart shows noise. 15 minute, anything higher than that shows structure. So that's what you always remember. I'm waiting. I'm watching MNQ and MGC and nothing for HSS so far, unless I totally missed it. Yeah, absolutely. Fridays can tend to be, they can tend to be not really too much stuff going on. It's just what it is. But it's good that you're sitting on your hands, Morbid Drifter. I know you're trading that hybrid super scalping strategy. Absolutely. Yeah, so, like as I stated, I place my entries on the 1 minute. It doesn't mean the 1 minute is bad. What the point I'm trying to make is that higher time frames give you more confirmation on what candles are doing. It gives you the bigger picture. More confirmation, all of those things. So just keep that in mind. The higher time frames say, what does the higher time frame say that the 1 minute chart hides? Basically structure, all of those things that we just stated, because a 1 minute is just a lot of noise. My strategies are on the 1 minute, but it doesn't mean that the higher time frames are still not, that they still not, how would I say, important. I looked at these higher time frames before the live stream even started today. So I check, I always check all of these out. I'll go to my 15, I'll start at the 15 minute and then just go down 15, 5 minute. Then I may jump up to the 1 hour just to see. But also too, the strategies that I trade, I always like to look at what London and Asia did before the New York session, because that helps me figure out, gives me a bias. I'm not married. Like I always say, never be married to your bias. Your bias is just like a guesstimation. It's not even an estimation. It's a guesstimation of what you think price action is going to do based on what it did prior to the New York session open. 30-minute looks bearish. Absolutely. What's up, Torre? I know you was in, brother. What's up? Good to see you. So on the question today, there's a little thing that I have written here. It says, many traders lose because they trade the micro chart against a macro narrative. And what that means is that if you're trading the micro chart, it's saying that traders lose because they're trading the micro chart against a macro narrative. It means that they're not looking at the higher time frames to find things like structure, confirmation, the bigger picture of what the market is doing, those kinds of things, trend direction, range day, because the higher time frames are going to give you all of that. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't take trades on the 1 minute. That's not what that means, because all of my strategies are on the 1 minute, except one of them is on the 5. Can use higher time frame to see the trend, structure, etc. But 1 minute time frame for better entry. You know what? On the strategies, on scalp guide strategies, not necessarily. You know what? That's a good question. Because the way he taught me, let's go there. What's this? Right here. Let's go there. So that's a really, really good question. So we'll go to the 1 hour. I think the way that for the strategies that I've learned from my coach and mentor, the higher time frames really just will show us more of a trend direction. Yeah, the trend and structure. But for the better entry perspective, I would say better entry knowing which way price is moving. For that perspective, yes. But basically, yeah. I would say for trend and structure, absolutely. But still, the way that the strategies are designed, they're really designed for you to wait for the setup, understand possibly, your daily levels, all that stuff, your daily levels, all those kinds of things, and then boom, go. So when you see this right here, as you can see, this is still, because I'm on a 1 hour, this is still all London session. So right here, well, actually in here is where New York session started. So everything going back this way is all London session. So yes, sir, glued to these charts listening. Missed my scalping entry, would have banked today and been off if I did. So I'm glued to them right now. Absolutely. The good thing is if you miss your entry, you didn't chase it, because that's going to happen. You're going to miss entries. We're not going to get all the entries. We're going to miss them sometimes. But the good thing is that you don't chase them. Let it go. Just wait for the next one. Don't just jump in, because if you miss an entry and you jump in, you're doing two things that you shouldn't be doing, and you're creating bad trading habits. One, you're chasing a trade. We never chase trades. And two, you're FOMOing in, meaning the fear of missing out. Those two things, we don't want to create bad habits. We don't want to add that into our trading game. We want to understand that those two things we do not do ever. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, so this is the 1 hour. Kind of gives us, it shows that prior to our session, we had a nice uptrend. But as you can see, price tapped into this fair value gap on the 1 hour over here. This is what? This is a fair value gap from basically 24 hours ago. Because this is a 6 a.m. candle today, and this is the 6 a.m. candle for Thursday, for yesterday. So price tapped into there, and now it's moving. Yep, I'm waiting for the entry again. Absolutely. 30-minute. So 30-minute, still seeing an uptrend here, possibly maybe a reversal, possibly. Jump down to the 15-minute. Kind of start, you see how the candle starts getting a little bit more noisier, right? We're still seeing this uptrend because that's what we've been looking at. And then we seeing price come down into this reversal zone, and it's kind of not really giving us a true direction of what we want to do. Which ticker you on? I am on MNQ. If you look up here, Morbid Drifter, MNQ, right here. It's always right here. MNQ. I trade micros. Remember, we talked about this. I'm a micro trader. I eat off micros. Don't even think you won't eat, that you can't eat off micros. If you don't think you can eat off micros, I can definitely prove that wrong. You can eat off micros. Like, I live off micros. Yeah, so we're on MNQ chart, my brother. But yeah, so that's the 15-minute. You still see that uptrend. But then also, too, you're seeing that price hit the reversal zone, wicked into it right here, and came back. Now it's inside of this reversal zone. And you see it's just kind of trending because the market opened right here, 630 candle. That's where market opened. Ain't really did too much. We ain't getting none of these kind of moves. Look at overnight session. We ain't getting this. We ain't got this. I mean, I know the session's only been open for, well, actually it's been open going on an hour. 9 more minutes would be an hour if the market was open. Oh, my bad. I missed it, bro. I just saw what ticker you on. My bad, brother. I got you more. You know what? I just that quick. I looked down and glanced down. I saw what ticker you on. That was for Torre. Absolutely. My bad, Morbid Drifter. Thanks for the correction, brother. But yeah, so here's a 5-minute. As you see, it starts to get a little bit more noisier. See that same uptrend. It just looks bigger because it's on a 5-minute chart, so it's more candles, so it looks bigger. But as you can see, since the market opened, which was here, right here, here, this blue candle here. Remember, my blue candles would be green, white candles would be red. So on this candle here, market open, had a little move to the upside, little move to the downside. Not too much going on. Difference between micro NQ and regular NQ is leverage, you can say. So micros are 1/10 of regular NQ, which regular NQ would be considered a mini. So the difference would be, of course, price. So 1 tick on micro NQ would be 50 cents. 1 tick in mini NQ, which is regular NQ, would be $5. So 50 cents is 1/10 of $5. So there it is. So that means on micros, because 1 tick is 50 cents, that means 1 point is worth $2. Because there's 4 points in a dollar, right? 25, 50, 75, 1. 4 ticks, 1 point, $2 in micros. In minis, same thing. 4 ticks, 1 point, but each tick is worth $5. So that means $20 per point. $20 per point. Minis, $2 per point. Micros, there's your 1/10. Or you can break it down further by ticks. 50 cents per tick in micros, $5 per tick in minis. That's still the 1/10 leverage there again. I trade micros. I trade 5 micros. If I'm going to leave a runner, I'll trade 6. And basically, so for me, normally trading 5 micros, that's $2.50 per tick. So basically, I'm trading half of a mini. If you really break it down, I'm trading half of a mini, half of regular NQ. And also the reason why I like to trade micros is because with the multiple contracts, I can take multiple take profits. I can leave a runner. When you're trading minis, it's hard to do that. You would have to trade 2 minis to do that. And I mean, do you really want to stress your account out with $40 a point? Think about that. That's moving pretty fast, moving very, very fast. I don't recommend trading 2 minis unless you've been trading for at least 3 to 5 years or even longer, where you're super experienced and you know it and you can run it up like that. Other than that, keep it at micros. It's going to keep your account safe, keep you from over leveraging, keep you from having, blowing accounts and all of that stuff. Trading micros will allow your accounts to breathe, take some non-profitable trades without blowing the accounts, and you still live to trade another day. So just keep that in mind. Had it charted as 1 hour fib level, as changed the direction zone to the upside for longs, which it did this morning, and now it's pulling back. Yep. So we talked about question of the day. So just remember, you always want to make sure that you're checking your higher time frames. And then do your top down analysis, which is starting at the higher time frame and boom, 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 boom. How do I change it? Change what, Mike? Oh, change your ticker. Real easy. Go here and make sure you're on futures, and then you can just put it in. Put in MNQ H 2026 because H is the contract month, and then you should see this pop up. If you only see this, there'll be a little drop down, little like white arrow to the right. I mean, to the left of the symbol here. Just click it, and then this box will drop down. Mine automatically drops down. See how you can expand it? Actually, they moved it to the right. That's right. We had an update, so they moved it to the right. It used to be here, but now it's here. But the reason why you always see mine pop up because as you see this little red tab, I have it saved into my chart, so it always pops up. That's how you change it. You can change any ticker here. Just go in there and just type in what you want, whatever you want. But yeah, so it's MNQH 2026. H would be the contract month for January, February, and March. So the contract months are done. The letters are done by, they're done quarterly. So every 3 months, we get a new letter. And the letters stay the same. They never change. Every year, it just goes MNQH 2026. We had MNQH 2025, MNQH 2024, and so on and so forth. I hope I get this right. Chandless. You can, let me word this correctly. You can definitely trade on TradingView using the Edge Funder, but you're going to trade on TradingView in the Edge Funder dashboard. They are working on an integration where you will be able to log in on TradingView and trade on TradingView, just how I'm doing right now. But until that time, you still would trade on TradingView, but you have to do it through the Edge Funder dashboard. That's how it's done at the moment. But as I stated, there is an integration coming real soon. It's actually been in the works. They're just trying to get it right. It takes time to build this stuff. It's not like real quick. You got to build it, then you got to work all the bugs out, and then keep reduplicating that process of working out the bugs. Get some people to try out the accounts, make sure they're good, find any kind of issues, and until there's no more issues, and then they can launch. So, but it's definitely in the works. To answer your question. Ben, did you get that, my brother? You changed it? I'm sure you did. Real quick, real easy. All right. So let's jump to we talked about question today. So just remember, higher time frames are just much better than the 1 minute chart. Also too, your 1 minute chart is going to give you a lot of noise. Higher time frame just gives you more confirmation, more structure, trend direction, premium and your discount zones, your supply demand, whatever it is you're trading. You always want to go to channels like TV channel. Got you, brother. Got you. I say, why I say Chandless? Because it's CHANNLES. But got you. Channels. Like channel. LOL. But thanks signing up today. Awesome, bro. Thank you, man. Right on, Channels. Thank you for tapping in, my guy. Thank you, my brother. Nice. Benjamin, you got it. Awesome. All right, cool. So let's jump to tip of the day. You always know I like to bring value. That's the whole point of me sitting in this seat right here, is to fill the gap between being a newbie into trading and getting on the charts and being ready. Just look at me as like a strength and conditioning coach. I always say that. I use a lot of sports analogies. I'm a 3-sport athlete, so that's just something that's ingrained in my psyche. I always use a bunch of sports analogies just to kind of, give some good context into what we're doing. So I'm like a strength and conditioning coach. I do call out plays here and there, but mainly it's me making sure that everyone on the call is taking something away that they can add to their trading game to make your trading game better. And as we stay on this ride, just imagine where we'll be a year down the road, 2 years down the road. Because like I always say, as long as I have a sound mind and an able body, I'm in this seat. So with that said, let's jump to tip of the day. Tip of the day is green days are built on control red days. Green days are built on control red days. Read that. Green days are built on control red days. Oh, previous question on contract rollover. Oh, I didn't see it. Let me go in there. By the way, do the contract letters change automatically when the next? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks, Serena. I didn't see that. Yes, they do. They automatically change. You don't have to manually switch them. You will have to manually. Let me show you. Where are we at? Screen share. All right. So you see how I have these already set right here, right? NQH, MNQH. You'll have to change these. But the contracts is going to switch. They're going to switch over on their own. But you have to be the one to make sure that you change to the new contract. And the easiest way to do that is just hit this plus sign. And what it does is it brings up this add symbol, right? And then you would just go here, MNQ or NQ or any one of the other. You see YM. You see micro gold, mini gold, micro ES. Regular mini ES. So you just hit here. And then if you look, it already shows you the contract months for the rest of the year and going into 2027. And this never changes. We always start with H and we always end with Z. And look, 2027, H again, then M, then it's going to be U, then it's going to be Z. So H, M, U, Z. And those run for 3 months. So this is January through February. This is March through the next 3 months, March through June. Excuse me. This is January through March. This is April through June. This is July through September. And this is November through December. So every quarter. So just think we have 12 months in a year. So each one of these letters correspond to 3 months. Very simple. And the letters never change for those months. Just the year changes, as you can see. But that's how you would know. So what you would do is when you're ready to change and contract rollovers, because you're going to get a notification, whether it's from your broker or whether it's from TradingView, you're going to get a notification letting you know that contracts have rolled over. And then all you do is just go here, hit the plus sign, and then it adds it. You'll see. Look how I added it to my chart. It's already there. Now, I'm not going to jump on this contract month because we're not there yet because we haven't rolled over to M, but that's the way that you would do it. Plus sign, this comes up, find what you're trying to find, hit the drop-down menu, and then all of them are there. And then if you want to delete it, just hit that, and it's gone from your list. Real easy. That's how you keep up on it. But just wait till you get the notification that contracts have rolled over, and then you can roll over. And you're good to go. Real easy. Thanks, Serena. Appreciate that because I definitely overlooked that. You're helping us. You're helping forge us in the fight. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've only had one very minor green day this week and one bad red day. I won't lie. Makes me sad, but good thing FOMO isn't a weakness I have. Don't be sad about that, man. That's a good thing. No reason to be sad. Remember, Morbid Drifter, we got to work on that, my brother. We got to no emotions. We ain't sad. We ain't nothing. Like, seriously, I know it's something that you got to work on. I know it's something that you have to work on, and we all had to work on. I had to work on it, but I just say this as just a to reiterate it. That we got to we've got to always work on our emotions. So let's get back to our tip of the day. Green days are built on control red days. So think about it. Consistent traders don't avoid losses; they control them. Think about it. No one can avoid a non-profitable trade. No one can avoid that. You can control it. How do you control it? Real easy. First of all, let's think about this. Non-profitable days are just part of the trading game, right? No trader is going to win every trade. Even our traders that have been taking millions of dollars in payouts over time, they're not profitable in every trade. But what they are good at, they are good at controlling how well they're good at controlling how well they maintain those red days. So it's real simple. Because think about it. Our goal isn't to eliminate red trades. It's impossible. It's to keep them small and controlled. How do we do that? Not over leveraging. Understanding our risk. We talked about this. If you have a huge stop loss, which is one of the reasons why I like to trade micros. If you have a huge stop loss, you don't trade five. I wouldn't trade 5 micros. I'll drop that down to like 2 or 3. Meaning, if I go to get in a trade and I see like, man, with my 5 micros, this stop loss is like $1,000. That's not smart to have. It's not smart to have $1,000 stop loss when we have prop firms, right? Even in our live account, that's still not smart. Prop firms are not. It's just not a smart thing to do. So what I do is I'll scale down. I'll go to like 2 or 3 micros. So now I'm taking more than, if I go to 2, I'm taking more than half of that size down. So that's now that I'm down to like, that makes that like now a $300-400 risk. Excuse me. My account can handle that. That's doable. That makes sense. I'm protecting my capital and I live to trade another day. You can't do that with minis. If you're in one mini, what you going to scale down to what? There's nothing to scale down to. That's one of the other reasons why I don't trade minis. And another reason why I don't believe in trading minis. Because micros, you have way more control. So I would scale down. That would be the way of keeping your losses small and controlled. You can control that. Remember, we can control everything that we do in trading right before we are entered into that trade. We have total control of everything. Keeping up on our leverage, keeping up on our risk. That's where we win in those things. The profits are going to come. They're going to come. But we want to make sure that we're controlling everything else. So think about it. As I stated, you want to keep your position size consistent. Excuse me. You want to keep your position size consistent, meaning, as I just stated, I'm not taking stop losses where it's going to be like $1,000. I'm not going to do that. I like to keep mine between 3 and 5. 5 would be like my 550. That's my ceiling. 350. That's my floor. And the way that you gauge that is by how many micro contracts you're placing, because if you can do the math, you already know how much one tick is worth in micros. You already know how much 1 point is. You just got to do the math. Real easy way to do that. I'm gonna give you a quick little pro tip. That's why I love trading for you. See this ruler right here? Hit that ruler, right? Open this up so y'all can see, right? Let's say my stop loss was from this previous low to this daily level, right? So you would click, and then you would just drag it down, right? And it tells me. See that? What's that? 611 to 560. That's 40, 50 something ticks. 50 something points. It's about 203 ticks. Do the math. What's 50 cents? If you was trading 1 micro, if you're trading 5, what's 250? You know what I'm saying? Times 203 ticks. Exactly. That's pretty hefty there. So that's how you can keep up on your risk. You just got to do the math in your head. So you want to know how much a tick is. We talked about that. You know how much, if you know how much a tick is, you know how much a point is, right? Per contract. And then you can start gauging out if you're trading 2 micros, that means 1 tick is worth $1. That's pretty safe. If this was your stop loss, if this was your risk, meaning your entry to your stop loss, that would be about $203 is what would be your risk, meaning like this is what you would risk losing. Like if your trade went against you, you got in and it went against you and hit your stop loss, you would be you have a $203 non-profitable trade. Guess what? Your account can handle that. That's easy. That's doable. That's simple. You don't want you don't want to be trading. If this was one mini, do the math. It's like $1,400. That does not make sense. We ain't trying to take $1,400 hits in our accounts. I don't care if it's a live account with your own money, or if it's a prop firm account. That's not a good look. Even if you had 150K prop firm account and your trailing drawdown on that would be $4,500, $1,400. How many times can you trade? 4,500. If you lost $1,400, you're down to what? 3,100 now. If you keep doing that, 2-3 more trades go against you, you about to blow it. So that's why I don't recommend trading like that. Keep your risk down. It's a very easy way to do that. Just pull out that ruler and just check, and it'll tell you. And you can do it in either direction. Like let's say you're in a sell. Let's say this previous swing high right here is your entry, and this previous swing high up here is your stop loss, right? And you just go up 275 ticks. Yeah. So 3 micros might look good right there, because even at 3 micros, it's $1.50, right? So that's about 200. That's about 300, almost $400. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's decent, but at least you can pay attention to what you're doing. You're controlling your leverage. You're controlling how much. If the trade goes against you, which you can't control, at least you're controlling everything else. Remember that. We control everything before we get into a trade, we control everything prior up until that point. That's why it's good to use all of these tools. That's what they're here for. Use them. This ruler is really, really good. I'll give you another little tidbit. Long position, short position tool, right? Click that. You'll find that in here. And then you just put a star by it, and it'll be up here in your favorites, right? So check this out. Let's say this is a long position tool. I was going to run this trade right here. Up here would be my take profit, would be my target. This would be my entry. This would be my stop loss. That's $750 right there. Do I really want to, you can plot that on the chart. Why is it saying 750? Hold on. Yeah, I don't understand why it's saying 750. Oh, yeah, I don't understand why it's saying 750, because that's wrong. We're going to base it on this, which is the ticks. So I would be in 5 micros, so that would be $2.50 per tick. So it'd be $2.50 times 143. So if you know how many contracts you're trading and you know how much they're worth, then you can play with this. And as you see I'm moving, you see how that's moving. You can play with that. So once again, you can control your risk. You can control your leverage. That's what's important. Very, very important. That's how you control your trades. You can do all of this before you even get in the trade. Then you can put, hypothetically speaking, then you could put your buy limit if you wanted to. You can set your stop. You already know what it is because you done already plotted it before you even got into the trade. So you already plotted it. Your stop loss will be right here. I'm not in a trade, so it's going to say sell limit. If I was in a if I was in a trade, it would say sell stop. So it's going to say sell limit. It would say sell stop if I was in a trade. But I'm just doing this just for sake of example purposes. So then it's safe. And you can go back here. You could even check it. Like, okay, I'm 158 ticks. I'm in on 2 micros. That means it's $1 a tick. It's going to be $158 if this trade goes against me. That's doable. You can do that. You're controlling your risk. That's how you eat. That's how you eat, by controlling your risk. That's why green days are built on red days. That's what it is. Green days are built on red days. I'll show you how to use a ruler. It's real simple. I'll show you right now, no problem. Just going to click it. And basically, wherever your entry is, let's say you're going to be in a sell, right? So let's say if you took a sell entry, you're taking a sell entry at this red line. this previous swing high, this just for example purposes, and your stop loss is here. So you're just gonna take that, and you're just gonna just go up, right? From the point of your entry to the point of your stop loss. And it tells you how many ticks it is. 277 ticks. Then you just do some quick math. If you're, like I said, if you're in on 2 micros, Larnisha, 2 micros is $1 per tick. So $1 times 277, that's a risk of 277 bucks. It's doable. Very, very doable. You know what I mean? You can make that happen. Very, very, very doable. So, there it is. That's how you use the ruler. And the same thing if you were going the other way. Click it, and let's say you're going to be in a buy, and let's say you're going to take an entry. Let's say your entry for your buy would be at this green line, and your stop loss is right here at the edge of this reversal zone. You would just click, go there, stop there. It tells you 249 ticks. If you're in on 2 micros, that's $249 risk. That's what you would lose if, you know what I'm saying, if you got in a trade and it went against you. That's how you control your red days. Just remember that. That's how you control your red days. Actually, this daily strat ended up playing out again, but it wouldn't have came back to pick us up, I don't think. Would it? Yes, it would have. Yes, it would have, because entry would have been here. Yep. Yes, it would have. Yeah, the market doing exactly the opposite of what you wanted. You know what the funny thing is? I had stated that it was going to come down and go up, but it went up before it came down. Exactly. That's why we never want to be married to our bias. But I know that price is going to come to these daily levels like 80% of the time. Like, it's going to come to these daily levels, especially when they're that close. But it went up and then came down. It is what it is. I didn't get into anything today, so I'm good. My accounts are safe. Matter of fact, I'm actually done for the day. I'm going to go ahead on and log out, and I'll just keep my charts up. That's how I run it, just like that. So going back to tip of the day, talking about how green trades are built on controlled red days. How do you get that box tool to show up in the toolbar? Up here. When you first you have to favorite. First you have to, where you at? Cosmic Gregory. First you have to just go in here and favorite something. When you go in here and favorite something, see how I have these favorited? They'll pop up, and then as you add more, they'll just start adding. So let's say if I add an info line, you see how it just pop right there? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not even on screen share. My bad. I'm looking at it my dang self. All right, let me get on screen share. All right, screen share. Bam. I'm gonna do that again for you, Cosmic Gregory. So when you favorite your first tool, it's gonna pop up here, just one by itself. And then as you favorite more, as you see trend line horizontal ray, they'll start popping up here. So let's say if I want to add this ray, when you just hover your mouse over it, a little star pops up, hit it, and then look at it. It's right there. If you don't want it, you just unstar it, and it goes away. But that's how the box will come up, and then where these little dots is, you'll see how the hand opens up, because you can move it around. You can put it wherever you want. I put it in this space because I felt like it's a good spot to put it in this space because it doesn't, get in the way of anything, but you can put it wherever you want. That's what it's for. So once you favorite your first tool, it'll automatically be there. Real simple. Real simple. Smitty 4D, can you have multiple TEF accounts and play order on all of those at the same time to minimize total loss overall? But if you win, you would get payout from all of those accounts. That's correct. So you can copy trade them, as that's what you're speaking of. You can have up to 5 max, and there's a copy trader already built into the TEF dashboard. You're trading in one account, and the other 4 accounts are following the one account that you're trading in. So no matter where you copy trade, what copy trader you use, what platform you use, that's pretty much how copy traders work. So you're going to trade in one account, that'll be your lead account, and then the other accounts will just be the follower accounts. And whatever's done in the lead account is going to go follow is going to happen in the follower accounts. If you made $1,000 in your lead account, you're going to have $1,000 in each one of your lead accounts. And same thing if you, hypothetically speaking, you took a loss in those accounts. It's going to be the same thing. So, but yes, I had bearish bias, and my two finally hit DL. Gotcha. Just got out of a sell in profit, one and done. Green for the week. Nice. That's what's up. Yeah, this would have been a good daily. This would have been a good day because the daily, the little strat that I use, like this would have been a good one right here. That would have been a good one. But I was talking, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm teaching. You know what I mean? We're all vibing on that. So not really a big deal. But and actually it would have got me, it would have definitely tapped me into the trade too. This candle would have tapped me in right here and then went low. So that's just something. I only been doing this for 14 days. This is day 14. So I was even telling my team I got to get better at being able to, you know, coach, teach. You're welcome, brother. And also, you know, enter my trades. I'll get there. Hey, I'm a newbie at this. Everyone is a newbie at some point, right? You got to be a newbie before you can be good at it, master it, be professional with it. You always got to be a newbie at some point. I'll get better at that, but I'm not worried about that. Me giving the information is what's most important to me. I'm not worried about profits. Profits will come. Absolutely, Smitty. You got it, brother. Anytime. So yeah. So going back to tip of the day. Let's jump back into that. Let's get back on that knowledge. So remember, the goal. Once we talked about, the goal isn't to eliminate red trades. It's to control them. We control them by the things that we were talking about. Using a ruler, using a long or short position tool to be able to gauge how much risk that we're risking. If we need trading micros so we can scale down, 5 micros is a good place to start. Well, it's a good place to trade from. If you're just starting, I would recommend trading 1 just to get the feel of it. Then start graduating up. Max it out at 5 or maybe 6. 6 if you're going to leave a runner. You're like, well, why 6? Because if you want to leave a runner, this is a little pro tip. Take profits on your 5 contracts, right? Those are banked. Them safe now. You done made that bread. That bread is tucked away. You let 1 contract run. Then what you do is you move your stop loss just above break even, meaning just above your entry. Leave a little gap just above, so you make a little bit of money if it comes back on you, and that little bit of money will cover the fees for that last 1 micro. But if it runs, then that could be an extra $200, $300, $400, $100, whatever it is. But at least you got 5 contracts banked, and then that 1 runner that's a free trade on the 1 runner. You done made your money, but you still got 1 runner in the game to possibly make you another money. What if it's a trend day and it just keep going in whatever direction that is that your trade was in? If you're in a sell, it just keeps selling all day. Because NQ will do that. There's times that NQ has just went in one direction the whole day. Like it just sold or it just bought the whole day. If you had a runner during that time, that could be the difference of anywhere from couple $100 to $500, $600, $700, $800 added to the 5 contracts the 5 micro contracts that you already banked already. So that's just lanyard extra. My little New Orleans sayings. Lanyard. That's a little thing we say in New Orleans. Lanyard extra. So, but yeah, so with that said, that's how you do that. You know, keep it and you want to keep your position size consistent. The way you do that is pull the ruler out once again, get the short or long position tool, see what that stop loss is going to be. And then that's how you stay consistent. Consistent size, keeping a consistent size is, once again, you want to be around that $300 to $500 range. If you're dealing with some prop firm accounts, like I would say like 50,000 and above, 25K, you want to be somewhere between like 150 and 350 because you only have $1,500 in drawdown. So think about it. $500 hits ain't gonna work. That's 3 trades go against you. You didn't blow the account. So that's what you always got to remember. Keep that in mind. Like you want to understand, like, okay, if I have $3,000 in drawdown on this 50K account and I'm using stop loss, my stop loss is my risk amount is going to be like 3 to 500. At 300, I have what? I have 10 opportunities. At 500, I have 6 opportunities. So we always want to keep that in mind because what? We want to make sure that we live to trade another day. Just keep that in mind. And think about it. One discipline loss protects your accounts. It keeps you emotionally stable for the next setup. That's why we want to have discipline losses. Discipline losses are what we just stated. Measuring it out, making sure that you're keeping your risk low. Emotional losses are you didn't even pay attention to it. You got in and it went against you, and now you're $1,000, $1,500, $1,200, $800 down. You took a loss, and there's times I've done that as well. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun. And also too, like I always say, respect your accounts. Treat your accounts like your children. Respect them. Protect them. Like, protect them. Respect them. You know what I mean? Like, don't just be frivolous with your accounts. I don't care if you got it 90% off. That's not the point. You want to create good habits. You can't create good habits saying to yourself, oh, the account only cost me $20. If I blow it, I'm going to buy another one. Okay, well, guess what's going to happen? You're going to just continuously keep blowing accounts because you're already setting yourself up for failure when you put that to your subconscious mind. You want to respect your accounts. Every account you get, you want to treat it with respect. And treating it with respect is making sure that you're sizing down. You're keeping oh, absolutely, brother. Anytime. You're welcome. Mike and Karate 357. Y'all welcome, man. That's what I'm here for. I'll get to the bread. It's all good. And just to think, NQ is moving now. It's going grab that buy, that sell side liquidity if y'all looking at y'all charts. But yeah, that's the whole point of green days being built on red days. You know what I mean? Respect your accounts, protect them. That's how you do that. And make sure you're taking small losses. Because if you're taking small losses, that means at some point you're going to end up being profitable. You're going to have a great win rate, right? Because you're losing small, but your profitable trades are going to be a lot more than your losing trades. And always keeping that 1 to 2 R&R. So you're going to win. Over 10 trades, 20 trades, you're going to win. That's how it works in trading. It's a numbers game. Always remember that. Think about it. If we risk 20 points here and got stopped out, that's a control red trade. That's part of the process. What destroys traders is moving the stop or doubling your size, trying to make it back. Just think about that. Just think about that. And I'm going to ask y'all, was y'all last red trade controlled or emotional? One word, put in the chat. Was your last red trade, meaning your last non-profitable trade, was it controlled or emotional? Put in the chat. If it was controlled, put controlled. If it was emotional, put emotional. Done for the day. That's what's up, D Young. Yep, doubling and tripling size. My size cooked me every time. Absolutely. But y'all let me know in the chat. Emotional. Okay, D Young. Okay, we got a little bit of work to do. That's all that means. I appreciate the transparency. I appreciate you being honest, because you're not just being honest with me, you're being honest with yourself. And that's where it starts. Because I know I've had plenty of those emotional. A lot of red days was based on emotions. What we got? Controlled. Controlled for once. That's what's up. Little bro. Raider 40, controlled. Twilight, emotional. Benjamin, emotional. Without prejudice, controlled. Natalie, thanks for showing up. Controlled. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And for the ones that type controlled, let's build on that. For the ones that typed emotional, we know we got a little bit of work to do. The good thing is, guess what? Just by you typing emotional, you are 50% ahead of the game. You are 50% away from growing from that. Because remember, in order to have a solution, you have to understand there is a problem. And the way that you do that is identifying what the issue is. If you typed emotional, then you know that's something we have to work on, right? It's very important that we work on that. And it's okay if it was emotional. It don't mean anything. It don't mean you suck as a trader. It don't mean none of that. It just means we have some work to do. I've been there. We all have been there. Everyone that's doing well in trading, Juvier, he's been there. Scalp God, he's been there. We've all been there. That's the journey that we all take. Now, what do we have over our founders? A lot. Remember, Juvier didn't have a Juvier. Scalp God didn't have a Scalp God. Yeah, there were some people that they were learning from, I'm sure, but they didn't have what we have. So we have to take their knowledge and take their, how would I say, their take like all the bad habits, everything that they did wrong, use them as an example of what to do, because they're giving us the game. So with that said, it's good to understand what you're doing in trading. Look at that, y'all. Let me jump right here. I'm sure y'all seeing this. Look at that. Look at that. What is price doing? Coming down here to pick up all this liquidity, all this sell side liquidity from overnight. These are a bunch of stop losses that were down here from this run, from all these buys that people were in, all these traders that were in overnight. And like I stated before, if you pay attention to NQ always loves to take liquidity from the previous night session. Think about it. The New York session market is the biggest market, right? There's more money traded in the New York session than it is in Australia, Asia, and London. Possibly them combined. I haven't done the research on that, but just kind of based on what I know, possibly combined. So we know New York session is the biggest trading session every day. So one of the reasons why price will always come down and take the liquidity, come down or go up, wherever the liquidity rests. We know from what we see here, if you look at this chart, right? Where's the liquidity? Right here. This is where liquidity rests. The majority of the liquidity from when market opened last night at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, until New York session, most of the liquidity is resting right here. And price is going to get that. It's taking its time. Sometimes it may tap all the way down and sweep the London low, which would be here. This is the London low right here. That little previous swing low right there. That's the London low. So most of the time, price will always come and sweep that. Excuse me. So that's where all the liquidity was resting from this session. And you can see it. You see the whole picture. Overnight open. And New York session open is right here, right where you see my marker where it says 6:30. You can see 6:30 down there on the time. So from 6:29, which is here, 6:29 all the way back. From overnight session, this is where most of the liquidity is resting. Liquidity is resting. And that's what price loves to do. If y'all remember, I said I was looking for a price to kind of go down and then up. It went up and then came down, but it still came down to come get this. And I'm only saying it's not to say that I told you I was right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it to let you know that I've watched this ticker based on NQ characteristics. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Based on NQ's characteristics, it always comes to get that liquidity, whether it's sell side or buy side. It just depends on what the overnight session did. That's why I always like to look at overnight session, because it gives me somewhat of a window into what's going on. And the initial strategy that I was going to trade to the sell side was here. I missed my entry and it went up, so it's cool that I missed my entry. But if you look, it went up, it grabbed what? This is London high. So London took Asia's liquidity, right? Swept Asia's liquidity and made its own high. So we know there's liquidity here as well. Price went and got that, swept that high, swept London high, hit the reversal zone and came back down, and still gave me the setup here that I was looking for here. So I could have still got in that trade and went in on 6 micros at this pink line, took a TP of 5 micros, and let 1 micro runner just run. and then my entry would have been here, and I just would have moved my stop loss from here just below my entry. So now that one runner is protected, it's a free trade now. And I got 5 micro contracts banked. That would be how I would have entered that trade to give y'all some structure. And it's still running because I don't want to close it. There you go, man. Get that. Cherry Chill, welcome. Controlled. Natalie, I think that's where I left off. Now let's go. Tuesday was bad. No, Tuesday wasn't bad. Let's change the narrative. Tuesday was just, you pay some bills on Tuesday. It was a business expense on Tuesday. Remember, trading is our business. Remember that. It wasn't bad. Trading was is our business, D Young. So with that said, we had some business expenses on Tuesday that we had to pay. Comes with the game. Every business has business expenses, and trading does as well. Let's talk about what our main business expenses in trading are. Data, prop firm accounts, any platforms of subscriptions you may have. And the main important, our biggest business expense is what? The non-profitable trades. Always keep that in mind. If a trade goes against you, you didn't lose anything. I know we use the word, we won a trade, we lost a trade, for the sake of, we were green, red, whatever. But from a psychological perspective, once again, we didn't lose anything. It was a business expense, and long as we did what we have been talking about today, building our green days, building our green days to make sure we have control red days, right? And then we keep our expenses low. That's how we do it. Think about it. Like I said, I've said this before. In any business, what? If you're selling products, you got packaging, labeling, shipping, business expense. You got to spend a little bit of money to make some money. Same thing in trading. It's the same thing. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, let me see who else. Somebody else put, what else we got? Cherry Chill put controlled. Mr. Cologne got a runner running. That's what's up. Let the runner run. Just Benjamin, just make sure you have your stop loss just past your just below your entry, and just let it go. And at some point, wherever you want to click out, wherever you want to, close it, but just let it run. But protect that one though. So you bank some contracts, right? So you got some money banked already, no matter what this runner does. The only thing the runner can do is either going to give you a little bit extra money, or you're just going to end up with what you already banked. Either way, it's a win. That's why I call the runners a free trade. That's why I call that a free trade. What we got? Anonymous trade. When my emotions get involved, I paper trade and get the same satisfaction. Absolutely. Very, very smart. In your heart, you're saying you knew you were right. That's funny, Ben. Right, exactly, to some degree. My psychology wasn't together. I had it together today. Hey, D Young, thanks for sharing that. Respect, much respect. Much, much, much respect. You knew what it was. Think about it. That's the only way we're going to overcome all of these different things that are little trading idiosyncrasies, right? Our little trading caveats, whatever you want to call them. It's the only way that we're going to overcome them is what? We have to understand what was going on. Can you use a short, long tool to show your trades that could have been? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can do that for you. No problem. Let me show you what I was looking at. So my overnight bias, Mike, was just based on all of this, because I know there's a lot of liquidity down here. Market opened here. So I was expecting price to come down, take some liquidity, and then go up. So I was looking for this trade right here. I'm going to show you. Get my long position tool. So this would have been a short. So it would be this one. It would have been, entry was here. So it looks something like this. I would have took profits here, and I would have left a runner. And I probably would have took the profit on that runner. I would have closed the runner out. Possibly, let me look left. I mean, you let runners run. I would have let it run, but once I seen it coming, like if it would have how it went past and it's coming back to this unmitigated level, I would have closed it out there. But I would let it run past, just let it keep running. Now that I see a little bit of reversal, you know how you can kind of tell some stuff? Always look left, right? Look at this right here. Look at this. Previous swing low. Look at this. Just about right where it is. If you put your cursor over it, it lines up perfectly with this previous swing high. So it came down, took some liquidity, and then now it's going back up, as you can see. So that would have been my trade. What ended up happening, Mike, is I missed it because I was talking, right? So let me show you something. It happened anyway. My trade happened right here. So entry would have been right at the bottom of the fair value gap. Let me open it up so you can see it. So entry would have been right here at the bottom of this fair value gap, which is at the high of this candle. Here. Slide that over. Been right there. All right. So now I got that in there. Let me show you. Okay, pretty much lines up. Stop loss would have been, the stop loss is right here. But that's just a huge stop loss, right? So what I probably would have done is I probably would have went with, if I decided to use this stop loss, then I wouldn't have traded with 5 micros. I probably would have went down to 2 because it's really huge. It's 388 ticks. Huge. You can see it right there. 388. Right there where my little white line is. My target was going to be this daily level right here, this pink line. That's why they're on my chart. And I would have trimmed my position. Let's say if I was in, I probably would have took it on 3 micros. Actually, let me see here. Honestly, yeah, I would have took it on 3 micros. And I would have trimmed 2 of those and let 1 run and just let it keep going. And then when it crossed the unmitigated level, I would have been looking left again to kind of see where it went. And once it made this low and started reversing, I'd have been like, okay, if it comes back up to this unmitigated area, this blue line, I would have closed out the runner right there. And that would have been my trade. So my trade actually it did happen. So, but that's pretty much what that was my outlook on that. Are your accounts running out of an LLC? No, they're running out of my personal name. Not an LLC just yet. After talking to my tax guy, I have a tax strategist that I work with. He told me, for the sake of this, until I'm starting to make like 20 grand consistently a month, like consistently, like you're averaging. I'm not saying you made 20 grand and then averaging $20,000 consistently a month, or even like 15. He said 15 to 20 would be more ideal. He's a tax strategist, so he's not a CPA. He's a tax strategist. So for him, it's about working the numbers to where you pay no taxes based on leveraging all of the tax laws. Nothing illegal about that or anything like that. I'll just give you a little tidbit. You know, Elon Musk's a billionaire. Last year, he paid $0 in taxes. Everyone's like, well, how in the heck can he do that? You have to leverage the tax laws. That's what that's about. And you have to, this ain't financial advice. I'm just giving you some information. Find a good tax strategist, not a CPA, not an accountant, because they're not tax strategists. So find your tax strategist, and then you can talk that over with them, and they'll give you a breakdown of where you need to be. But my guy told me you want to be really, 20 is an ideal number, 20 is a good number, 15 is ideal, but an average of between 15 to 20 bands every month off of trading. That's right, tax avoidance, not tax evasion. Absolutely, without prejudice. But yeah, so to answer your question, Kazda Gregory, no, I'm still running out of my name. I'm not quite there yet. Yes, I have had some months. I think my biggest month was like 20. When I was on my Apex accounts. Yes. But it's not consistent. It's not consistent. Like there was about like last year I had some really crazy good months that helped bring me back profitable, and I made back all the money that I had initially invested because I was about 37 grand down in the hole. But I had a plan. I can share this with y'all. So I use my business credit cards to fund my trading. I had a couple business credit cards that had large amounts, and that's what I was buying all my prop firm accounts with. Now, the thing is this, I didn't count it as a business expense though, because I was using it for personal. So it was a little something I was doing there, but I ended up paying it all back. And that was my thing. I was like, as long as I pay it all back, I'm good. And I never counted on my taxes. I just used the money. I just borrowed the money from my own self, so to speak. But yeah, but that was my game. I was like, I'm going to use these. I'm new to trading. I'm going to use my business credit cards, because with the business credit cards on 20 bands, I'm only paying like a couple $100 a month on my minimum. 20 bands on your personal credit card, that's 12, 1,500, couple of thousand, you know, that's pretty extensive. That's why I use my business credit card. Straight up. So that was my little money strategy. I made all the bread back and paid myself off. I'm done. Got my entry and hit TP. That's what's up. Thank you. Great to know. Elon doesn't take a paycheck. He borrows against the shares of Tesla. Absolutely. Now you say, oh, I like that. Yeah. Got to be smart, right? It's numbers. It's a numbers game. We're playing a numbers game. Playing a numbers game. That's what we're playing. We're playing a numbers game. And that's how I looked at it. I'm like, I got some high, I'm blessed enough I had some high dollar amount personal credit cards, but I'm like, nah, because them minimums are going to be pretty extensive. And I was like, to keep my costs low, let me just use my business credit cards. Yep. So that's how I did it. So if you got some business credit cards with some high amounts, man, I ain't telling you what to do. I'm just giving you an idea, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, so going back to that, like I said, green days are built on red days. Always keep that in mind. I know all y'all chimed in on that. I appreciate y'all, chiming in. And, letting me know about y'all, about being controlled or emotional. If it's emotional, we just know we got a little bit of work to do. If it's controlled, just make sure you're continuously building on that foundation of controlling your losses. Don't one day, don't think about it. If we're building on that foundation and we're controlling our losses, it could take one day of an emotional red day that can negate and wipe away all of that. And we don't want that to happen, because we're trying to build good trading habits. Thanks for everything. You are a great coach. I'm a big fan of Juvier, and to know that he has a like-minded people working with him is great. Absolutely, bro. It's my brother, man. It's my extended family. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. You're welcome. No problem, bro. I appreciate those words. Straight up, like, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm a brand ambassador of the Edge Funder. That's why I rock with the whole everything. Whatever they do, I'm in it. I don't care what it is, because I already know it's going to be done right. It's going to come. It's not just for money. I mean, when you're in business to make money, but also too, it's going to go in with heart. You know what I mean? And absolutely, Torre. That's what I'm trying to do, man. I tell everyone I'm a very, very tough critic on myself, and it's not to say that I'm tough on everyone else, but because I've been in sports. If you've been in sports and you play sports, you get yelled at, right? Coach yells at you all the time. Just what it comes with. So you develop thick skin. I've been playing sports since I was 8 years old. Baseball was my first thing, my first love. And it was baseball, then football, then basketball, and then it just stuck. Those are my 3 sports. And it's just something I take away from sports, you know what I mean? And I added to this game is, like just understanding like the emotion part. You gotta keep them emotions at bay, those kinds of things. Understanding that some of the things like we need to get in our own butt sometimes. Like we need to kick our own butt sometimes. And what I mean by that is like, it's okay to tell yourself like, you know what, that was not a good idea, or that was not a good decision. It's okay to say those things to yourself. You're just holding yourself accountable if no one's around. But everyone here on the call, I'm not just holding y'all accountable. When I say these things, I'm also holding myself accountable too. You know what I mean? So with that said, like, absolutely, man, we all need to hear these things. It's what's going to keep our psychology together, because that's everything in trading is our psychology. Always remember that. Like you can go on the charts and click around, and you can click on the charts and do all kind of stuff on there. That's easy. You can learn that in a week. But it's the controlling your losses and understanding psychology and understanding, all the other things that come with trading that's going to what? Get us to the next level of being a consistent, profitable trader and becoming a trade genius. That's the whole point. That's what we're here to be. That's why I named it. That's why I named it as such, trade genius, because that's what we're all striving to be, a trade genius. Straight up. Like we come into the market, we take our hits, we hold it, we make our bread, we take our hits on, we take our hits. What I mean by our hits, our non-profitable trades, we taking them on the chin. Boom. Like it's no big thing. We ain't about to let it knock us out. We're gonna take it on the chin, shake it off, and be ready for the next trade. And we ain't and no emotions. Absolutely. That's right. Hold yourself accountable, but don't beat yourself up. Very, very true. Very, very true. Don't beat yourself up because that's not going to work at all. You always got to have that good balance. Absolutely. But man, if you haven't liked, please like. I went over a little time today. I usually try to keep it around that 1.5 to 1 hour, 45 minutes. Absolutely Torre, paper trade for the rest of the day if you get that itch. Anyone else, you get the itch, just paper trade for the rest of the day. Like I said, I went over a little time. If y'all going to go out and get your TF accounts, you can use the code right at the bottom, scrolling through there, Trend TEF. That's my new code. It was Trade Genius TEF. I thought that was just too long. My little brother brought that out to me, brought it to my attention. I'm like, okay, let me tone that down. So if you haven't please like me up. It's free. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. And I appreciate y'all. It was a great Friday. I ain't make no money today. I ain't worrying about that. As long as I'm here and we're learning, that's what's the most important for me. And also, too, I'm gonna say this too. If you ever see me, I'm looking down, it's because I got my screen in front of me and I got a lot of stuff in front of me. So I'm always looking down. I always try to make sure I look up at the camera. There's something else I got to work on as well. But just know I'm looking down because I'm tuned in with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that everything is where it needs to be and everything is going straight to production, is going good. So just know that, because I know I look down a lot. But yeah. So with that said, I appreciate all the likes, y'all. Yeah, one day close to the island. Absolutely, Ben. One day close to the island, bro. That's why I shared that with y'all. Like, I'm serious about that, man. I'm wholeheartedly serious about that. One day close to the island, brother. All of us. Let's work on that. I'm so serious about that. We're gonna talk about that some more too. We're gonna dive into that some more. But man, I appreciate y'all showing up with me this Friday. I know that a lot of other things y'all could have done, but y'all was here. We engaged. I hope some of y'all made some money. The ones that did, please close your charts. Please log out of your accounts. Keep the charts up so you can see what's going on. Other than that, I'm happy that y'all going into the weekend green, and you had a green day. If you had a red day, it's okay as well. Make sure you're journaling it. Then you have this weekend to go back through and look at what you could have done better on that trade. We can always have done something better. Hope I'm there with you on the island. Absolutely, me too, Morbid Drift. I hope everybody that's been on the call, that's been with me, is going to be on the island together, bro. That's the whole point. But once again, man, I appreciate y'all. Happy Friday, man. Thanks for tuning in. I love y'all. Shout out to our co-founders, Juvier, Scalp God, and my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Without them, we would not be here. And y'all have a blessed remainder of the day and have a great weekend. And make sure you put some time into back testing tomorrow or Sunday. Get some back testing in. Back test your strategies. Start back at 3 years ago and work your way forward. Back test. Practice. You know what I'm saying? Trading is a financial skill. Make sure you hone that skill in. Practice, practice, practice. Like I said, man, peace out. Blessings to all of y'all. Love y'all. Catch y'all on Monday. Same time, same Trade Genius channel. Peace out.